aware of by now, the Buffalo Bills face the New York Giants today in the National Football League's 25th Super Bowl. Weather forecasters say there is a chance of showers at game time. The temperature expected to be in the 60s. The threat of Gulf War-related terrorism has the NFL beefing up security in Tampa, however. Round-the-clock guards are keeping watch on the stadium, and there will be extra police stationed at the press center. The game will be watched by millions of people, including some of the Persian Gulf. Judd Rose reports.
When war broke out in the Persian Gulf, there was talk of canceling the Super Bowl. But many of those on duty here are glad they didn't.
I think it's really important that they're still having the Super Bowl and they're still carrying it on because it's a symbol of America and it's a symbol of America's strength. And I don't know, it gets us going. It gets us fired up about something other than war.
At this airbase in eastern Saudi Arabia, recreation is limited to videos, books, and games. So the big game is expected to draw hundreds of servicemen and women to the base TV tents. No beer allowed in this country, so there will be near beer from the Camp Cafe. Chips and salsa have been shipped over by a restaurant in the States, and just like back home, there's even a base-wide betting pool, or so rumor has it.
We couldn't say that officially, like unofficially. I couldn't even tell you that I won $40 on the NFC Championship, but I couldn't tell you that either.
This airbase is in a part of eastern Saudi Arabia that has been a prime target for Iraq's Scud missiles. Most of the attacks have occurred late at night, and since kickoff of the Super Bowl is at 2 in the morning local time, the viewers here will be on the edge of their seats, no matter how exciting the game is.
And if we get attacked by Scuds, which is a fair possibility, if you'll put on your stuff and hit the floor, and if you can still see from where you're lying, we'll keep watching the game.
The missile attacks are a pointed reminder that the Super Bowl is nothing more than a brief diversion, a touch of home for those in a strange land at a tough time.
I guess you can classify it like with Christmas. Christmas here, to me, was pretty much just another day. We had things to do. We don't really have time to take time out for such holidays or such events.
And the Super Bowl, same thing?
Pretty much the same thing, yeah. I'd like to see it, but got to get the job done first.
Judd Rose with the U.S. Combat Pool in eastern Saudi Arabia.
We'll have a full update on the Persian Gulf War.
Well, it was about time. The New York Giants won their second Super Bowl in the closest game in history. 20-19 the final, the opening series, and then drove 58 yards in 11 plays while running 6 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock. Jeff Hostetler to Mark Ingram for 16 yards. The New York Giants won their second Super Bowl in the closest game in history. 20-19 the final. It was the 7th straight win by the NFC. The Giants held the Bills without a first down in the opening series and then drove 58 yards in 11 plays while running 6 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock. Jeff Hostetler to Mark Ingram for 16 yards. The drive stalled, so Matt Barr came in and kicked a 28-yard field goal for a 3-0 lead. But the Giants' defense fell asleep on the Bills' next possession, and it cost them. Jim Kelly goes long and finds James Lofton for a 61-yard gain. The ball was tipped into the air by Perry Williams before Lofton grabbed it. The Bills were in business at the 8-yard line. The Bills' drive stalled at the 5, so Buffalo had to settle for a 23-yard field goal by Scott Norwood. Just 1 minute and 23 seconds after Barr's kick, it was a 3-3 game. The Bills then drove 80 yards in 12 plays to score the game's first touchdown. Don Smith bulls over from the 1-yard out early in the second quarter, and Buffalo had their first lead at 10-3. The Giants' offense wasn't going anywhere. On 2nd and 10, Hostetler stumbled over Otis Anderson's foot and was sacked in the end zone by Bruce Smith for a safety that made it 12-3 Buffalo. But after going almost a full quarter without a first down, the Giants' offense finally came to life. Hostetler drove the 87 yards in 10 plays. The drive featured this big 22-yard grab by Mark Ingram. Hostetler then found Mark Baker a step ahead of Nate Odoms in the left corner of the end zone to narrow the margin 12-10 at the half. For once we had a Super Bowl that was going to be decided in the second half. The Giants started the second half with another long drive that consumed 9 minutes and 29 seconds. The drive took more time than any drive in Super Bowl history. On 3rd and 13, Mark Ingram shows us some great second effort and just gets the first down to keep the drive alive. Otis Anderson bulls over from 1 yard out, and the Giants have regained the lead, 17-12, New York. and the Giants fans were happy. Bills coach Marv Levy was not. Buffalo came back one more time to take their last lead. Jim Kelly to Kenneth Davis for 19 yards, and the Bills were at the Giants' 31-yard line. This time the Bills would hit pay dirt. On the first play of the fourth quarter, Thurman Thomas ran off tackle, broke tackles by Gary Reasons and Myron Guyton, and raced around the right side for a 31-yard touchdown that put the Bills in front 19-17. But that was it for the Bills offense. The Giants came back with another of their patented time-consuming drives, marching from their own 23 to the Bills' 3. Hostetler, who was 20 of 32 for 222 yards, hits Mark Navarro for 17 yards. Now on 3rd and 5 for the Bills' 9, Dave Meggett dives for the first down. Meggett had 9 carries for 48 yards, but the Bills' defense stiffened. So New York had to settle for Barr's 21-yard field goal that gave them a 20-19 lead with 7:20 left. This kick proved to be the difference in the ballgame. The Bills made it exciting, though. On 3rd and 1, Thurman Thomas, who rushed for 135 yards, goes 21 yards for a first down. It was the Bills' only 3rd down conversion of the entire game. Now, the game came down to this 47-yard field goal attempt by Scott Norwood. If he makes it, Buffalo wins. If he misses, New York wins. Norwood had the distance, but was wide right. The New York Giants are the Super Bowl champions, 20-19 in the final. So the 25th Super Bowl will perhaps go down as one of the best ever. The New York Giants now wear the crown as the NFL's best. They can thank a former discarded running back for bringing home their 2nd Super Bowl title.
No, because in '86 I was basically used as a utility man to back up Joe Morris, and then he got, then we went on to the Super Bowl, and then in '87 we had the strike, and from then on I was probably nominated for a Where Is He Now candidate, but unfortunately things happened in '89. I was able to play, and I'm back again.
I thought we played well enough to win it. I would have been very disappointed to lose, but I know we could have lost it. So we had the ball 40 minutes. We were trying to shorten the game. That was our whole plan, run with power. And I'm real pleased that one of those conservative, predictable teams is the world champs this year.
Certainly will never get to the point where I'll totally forget it, but it's not something I'll carry out on the field with me in the future. I gotta take future kicks for what they are and give my best as I did today. Unfortunately, there's no guarantees out there. They don't always go through.
If you didn't enjoy this one, you're watching the wrong football game. This was a game that came down, and if you had to watch it from home, and you were a Giants or Bills fan, you'd want to see it on the last play, and I think people get their money's worth.
It seems that Chicago Bears quarterback Mike Tomczak might be playing for another team next season. Tomczak says he received a letter from the Bears organization